Yeah, hello, my people. How are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching Chinedu Anichi TV from. My name is Chinedu Anichi, your one and only celebrity CSO, and this is Chinedu Anichi TV, streaming live from United States of America. This is the African voice in diaspora. My people, how are you? As usual, today is a talk show again. Talk show again. You know, according to Chino Achebe, a lot of people have said things about Africa. A lot of people have written books about Africa. But this time, we know stories about Africa cannot be complete without prejudice because non Africans tell stories of Africa. So this time, we decided that we talk our own talk, we tell our own stories. And that's why today we are having a guru, our brother in the show. We invited a cybersecurity guru, an expert with almost all certifications required for cybersecurity. One of our brothers from Cameroon, based in Canada. And anyway, let me not sing his praises or blow his trumpet when he comes. You know what we have today. So today what we'll be discussing today is about the challenges of cybersecurity attack that is resulting in Africa and possible solutions. You have just seen what happened to the very dark man. That is one of the Nigerian popular social media personality and human rights activist called Martin Ose, aka VDM, the very dark man. And his NGO was attacked, even though there was a claim yesterday that 78 million have been recovered from 180 million that was diverted as a result of cyber attack. And because of that, we decided to look for a guru, a professional, an expert in cybersecurity who will come today to address Africa. So wherever you are, wherever you're watching me from, so get your popcorn, get your coffee and put on your table and listen to this mind-blowing conversation that will remain indelible in our memory. And today, we'll be having our brother. I don't want to shout, but let me bring in somebody. Oh my God. I don't know. But we'll be happy to have him as an African and as a guru in this particular field. And today we have Navaga Felix. Navaga Felix is the CEO of Cyber Pro Group based in Canada. They have offices in different parts of the world, especially in Africa, in Rwanda, in Kigali, in Rwanda, and in Cameroon. So let me have the privilege, my brothers and sisters, to bring this very guru to this show.
Yeah.
Wow, this sort of,
Yeah, thank you, Chinedu. It's always interesting
yeah,
to come on your show. Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So how is Canada?
Well, Canada is good. Very cool. We're battling with the cold in Canada, but it's part of the game. We are used to it.
Yeah, thank you. Today you are in this show. You are on Chinedu Anichi TV, the African Voice in Diaspora, and this is where we give African people voice. This is where we celebrate our own. According to the late Chino Achebe of the blessed memory, a professor, a novelist, and a great, erudite professor in Africa, he said, if an outsider tells your story, it will never end without prejudice. So the Arabs have written about Africa, Europeans have written a lot about Africa, Americans, Asians, but this time we chose to talk about ourselves the way it is, undiluted, you know. So
Y-
today we have one of our very, very, very productive son, Felix Navaga from Cameroon, based in Canada, you know, and is in this show to demonstrate what he knows best as the CEO of Cyber Pro Group based in Canada. They have offices in Kigali, in Rwanda, and in Cameroon, and prospectively in many other countries after this show.
Yeah, I mean, actually, just to
And
let you
before
know,
we do anything, let's just get our jingle. You take a dance before you sing a song. Yes.
Let's talk about talk. African voice in diaspora. Chinebani GTV. Voice of the voiceless, yo. Chinebani GTV. Make we talk our talk, yo. Chinebani GTV. Nobody can talk our talk for us, yo. Chinebani GTV. Africa's a rise. Time don't reach, yo. Make we talk our talk, oh. Oh yeah, everybody join the Chinebani GTV. Now they happen, no. Now they selenge. We don't talk our mind, yo. As it be now, so we don't talk more. Mama, papa, brother, sister, even know the YouTube. Subscribe and follow Chinebani GTV. Eba fukona potuno, eba fukona man. Now who be the voice of Africa in diaspora? Chinebani GTV. Voice of Africa, what they show. Chinebani GTV. Now where we go there? Chinebani GTV. Gather your family, call everybody, yo. Chinebani GTV. Risi modo mwenu kwebulegu.
Yes, my people, we just did that jingle to tell you that this is African Voice in Diaspora, where we talk our talk. And Felix Navaga is here today to talk our talk. Okay, Felix, for protocol purposes, can you introduce yourself to our very esteemed and most respected audience?
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Chinedu. I mean, I've been following your show for a while now, since my team introduced your show to me, and I must say, just to be able to comment, you are putting out a lot of information there to the public, which is really good. I think we need more of this to be able to inform our people, let them know that they can do things differently. Because it's high time we start, like you mentioned before, that it's time for us to start embracing ourselves. But just to go by it, I am Felix Navaga. I'm the managing director of CyberPro Group, headquartered in Canada, with offices in Cameroon, Kigali, Rwanda. I mean, I'll leave the details for our company as we move forward with this show. But that is me. I'm a cybersecurity expert with 10 years plus of experience with several professional certifications. I've been helping companies build cybersecurity resilience, develop a cybersecurity resilience strategy for them, both small and medium-sized companies. We also have a program where we are training a workforce, a cybersecurity workforce. Like some of you might be aware, there's a huge gap in cybersecurity. So we are just as experts, or as an expert, I think the way of me contributing, I can contribute my quota by building the next cybersecurity workforce. And my focus right now, though we've been doing this in North America, we are shifting our attention toward the African continent, because we think it is time for our people to get into the field of cybersecurity. Yeah, thank you so much, Chinedu. I'll leave it there for now.
All right. Good day. Yeah, that's great, my brother. And I know of your company. So for those of you who I told you this, what we're doing is great, and I want to show you.
Hey everyone, ever wonder who's fighting the bad guys online? Well, at CyberPro Academy we train you to be a cyber superhero. We're based in Canada with offices in Cameroon and Rwanda, so we can teach you no matter where you live. Our courses are super cool and practical. Think of it like a video game, but you're learning real skills. You'll do interactive simulations, learn to code, and solve real-world problems. It's not just learning, it's getting ready for a real cyber adventure, and guess what? When you finish a program, you get a certificate that everyone recognizes. It's like your key to an awesome job in cybersecurity. Want to become a cyber defender? Sign up today. Email us at info@cyberprogroup.com or give us a call at +1 514 452 4048. Your cyber adventure begins now.
Yes, so my people, you have seen, I just wanted to show you what my brother, so you have seen the short video telling you about what they do, where they have their offices, the email address and all that. So you know that we'll have an expert here. That's why I decided to show you that short video. And a lot of things are going on about them. As we proceed, I'm going to show you some of the plans they have in Africa. That's why I decided to look for him. Like there's a program you can see now, February 2025 cohort, they will be having a boot camp, you can see it there, cybersecurity and risk management, pathway and certification courses, and all that, and all that, and all that. I will continue to show this to you as we proceed. So,
an interesting, do not to cut you short, interesting thing about our program, we are offering free laptops to anyone who enrolled into our program. So wow. Just to make the public to be aware of that. So we're trying to get up any breach, anything that will prevent like a barrier or prevent our people from getting into cybersecurity.
Wow. You have heard my people from my show. You can now get knows what really is Christmas. From my show now, you can get if you enroll into this course, you are going to get a free laptop and come and thank me. Free laptop, Africans, where are you?
I think they should send you a bottle of drink.
Yes. Don't send me alcohol. I can wake up and see what I'm doing here. So that's enough introduction from my brother Felix Navaga. You see, we are not doing so much protocol because we are Africans, so we are brothers. Communal set of living as well. We don't believe in so much protocols, but today we'll be coming like Q&A, sort of interview, sort of family discussion. So those of you who are watching, you're free to ask questions from wherever you're watching from. If you're watching from the X, you're watching from TikTok, you're watching from Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. Facebook people, how are you doing? Yeah, I already start seeing some people on Facebook already. Wow. And those of you on Instagram, can I? Yeah, a lot of you. The Way, Fotish, Mekus. Hey, Portia, how are you doing? Cordelia Eze, Sky B, Noel Phillips, and all those on YouTube. I cannot mention your name, you're many. And now we are here, my brother. This cybersecurity we're talking about, what does it entail for a layman and as a professional? What inspired you to go into cybersecurity?
Oh yeah, thank you. Well, thank you, Chine. That's a very, very interesting question. Very interesting question. Just to highlight on this, I transitioned into cybersecurity. I've always been a lover of cybersecurity, but transitioned into it that was 2013, 2014, as living as a lecturer. I'm assistant professor at the university, lecturing risk management. risk management, which is a very big part in cybersecurity. So that was where it all started. I really had this great love for cybersecurity, for risks in particular. So when I began seeing the different threats that cybersecurity poses to our environment, to businesses, I thought it was time for me to step into it and see how to contribute in the cybersecurity landscape. And for this number of years, for 10 years plus now, this is what I've been doing, helping businesses across the globe build cybersecurity resilience, create more awareness of cybersecurity, different cybersecurity threats within their businesses, give them that advisory services, helping them to respond to different forms of incidents, cybersecurity incidents. So this is what I've been doing, Chinedu, and I'm so excited. Doing it. It has become a passion. It's become part of me. Part of me these days. I really cannot. I don't think I can do without talking about cybersecurity, because it's just it's part of my DNA. Part of my DNA now. And then the CyberPro group started in 2018. Where we really wanted to take this further. With this experience we have gotten. We say, oh, let's come up with something, start something that will be able to help particularly small and medium-sized companies with their cybersecurity needs. Thank you so much, Chinedu.
Okay, I know. Okay, I just want you to explain to us what cybersecurity entails as laymen. We are not professionals. A lot of us have been hearing it. In Africa, that says cybersecurity. What does it entail? What does it mean? And what are their roles in our day-to-day life as individuals, as companies, as corporate organizations, as platforms?
Yeah, no, it's important. It's important for it to be well defined. It's important for it to be well defined. Like you said, I'm going to make it as easy as possible so everyone on this show will be able to understand what cybersecurity really is. For a layman understanding, I would say cybersecurity is simply the protection of data, protection of your systems, protection of your network. So it all boils down to the protection of these three things: your systems, which is your systems will be your computer or the different gadgets you're using. Today we have digital watches, so all those falls under your system. So you're protecting your systems, you're protecting data, and you're also protecting your network. That would be the most common understanding of what cybersecurity is.
Okay. When we protect our data, protect all that has to do with the digital space, and that's what cybersecurity. So you are a cyber megad. In our place, we have megad. People that say, if you want to go this way, why are you going there? If you want to enter the, why are you going there? So the Aboki at the gates, the police of cybersecurity, the army of cybersecurity, the Air Force, the Naval, all the security you are thinking of, people that should tell people who are trespassing into people's data, people's privacy in the cyberspace, and tell them, where are you going? Who are you? You have license to enter that place? This is what cybersecurity is, from the explanation of this CEO of CyberPro Group. So, thank you, sir. And in Africa as a continent, do you think we're embracing cybersecurity? And if not, what do you think is the possible way out of this our cold attitude to cybersecurity?
So I'm very happy that we're having this conversation because the percentage right now is very low, is very low. And honestly, if Africa would really experience the type of transformation we're looking at, it is high time we start embracing this high earning career path. And cybersecurity, I would say, would be one of those high-earning career paths that Africans must embrace. I know today a lot of universities are out there, which I'm not in any way undermining or the other programs that people might want to get into. But I believe we have been eating from the crumbs for a very long time. It is time for us to sit at the dining table. What do I mean by us sitting at the dining table? That's to say, embracing career paths, those high-earning career paths that can really help us bring about transformation in our personal lives and also extend it to the rest of Africa. I think this will mean that a lot of our institutions will have to change, will have to change the way they do things. They have to change the way they approach in which they develop their curriculum and develop their curriculum. So cybersecurity, I believe, here in Canada, I think also in the US, there are already conversations on how we can actually integrate cybersecurity into our secondary school systems, that's into the elementary school systems, which is a very good conversation. And I believe it is time for African leaders to start having this conversation. And I mean, there are obvious reasons why our leaders should start looking at integrating cybersecurity into our high school systems. Because when we look at it, the threat, even the most common individuals are exposed to these threats. The threats are so many out there. Every individual at whatever level you find yourself, you are exposed to these threats. Whether it is online theft or it is the case of the very dark man, which is a form of DDoS attack, which we're going to look at it if time will permit us. But I think the threat, everyone is exposed to the threat. Even if you are a high government official, you are exposed to this threat. The commoner, even those taxi drivers, because today everyone is embracing technology. Everyone has a mobile phone. We have people with digital gadgets, with digital watches. All these things, as they keep embracing technology, the attack surface keeps spreading. It spreads, and so since it has spread, it keeps spreading. It is high time we must start thinking on how we can introduce cybersecurity hygiene. We call it cybersecurity hygiene, that everyone in the society will be able to know about this hygiene and try to make it to become part of their lives. I think that is what we will need to do to see that to give more importance to cybersecurity, but just to be able to have it more to put some structure into it, to answer your question well. I would say the reason why we need to embrace cybersecurity as Africans is because there's a lot of people are embracing technology. Technology keeps spreading. It keeps spreading every corner of Africa today. We see people embracing technology, and we say in cybersecurity, when functionality increases, security becomes a problem. That's to say, when more and more people embrace technology, security becomes a problem. And the cyber attackers too tries to use this technology against the public. So as experts, it is our place for us to be able to sensitize the public, that the public become aware of the need of embracing cybersecurity hygiene. Yeah, thank you, Chinedu.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. What we try to say is Africans and our consciousness for cybersecurity is low, and from the kind of experience we're having in the Western countries, people are beginning to infuse into the curriculum of even elementary school, the cybersecurity studies. So by the time they will be in the university, they are all aware of it. And but we're not even talking about that at higher institutions. So we should be, according to you now, there should be a campaign. Just like I have provided my own platform, to campaign for Africans to begin to be conscious, more conscious, because there's a word you used here, and I love it. You said if functionality increases when it has to do with digital
technology,
and the risk also increases.
Yeah.
Security becomes a problem. And you see, I understood something clearly, because sometimes when they talk of cyber security, cyber crime, cyber this, people will always, their mind will always run to a big company, a big organization, a big. But today I understand that even myself, with my cell phone and the taxi driver there with his cell phone, and somebody who is also a roadside person selling one or two things or hawking one or two things, but has a mobile phone, can be prone to such an attack. So it is our thing. It's a general issue that the public should subscribe.
Exactly, Chinedu. And today we even have people who are using who's what having digital fridges. They have digital fridges where, I mean, I went some time ago, visited a friend, and while she was cooking, she had YouTube playing on her fridge, that she was able to just manipulate her fridge, and is playing YouTube there. So all of these just increases the attack surface. You see that functionality as increases. We now embrace technology at every corner of our lives, different areas of our lives. So since this has increased, since we are embracing this, we must start thinking of how to make the world, our digital world, more secure.
Wow. Thank you. Hey, thank you, my brother. Let me quickly, moving on, ask you something about possible attacks that are known, possible cyber security attacks that you have known to have affected Africa for some time now, owing to your long experience in this expertise.
Yeah, thank you again. So when we look at the attack landscape in Africa and even in the rest of the world, it has really evolved. It has evolved over time, and I would say in the African continent now, an average individual would categorize cybersecurity criminality as just maybe scammers. But it's very important for us to know that there are different categories of cyber criminals out there, and so we need to be aware of the different categories, so we'll be in a better position to protect ourselves. I think the first, just for me to highlight on these, I'll put them into three categories, but there are subcategories to these. But the first category, which is cyber criminals, which is the most common one that everyone knows. The scammers whose motivation usually are financial, they all fall under this category of cyber criminals. Then we have what we call nation-state actors. I mean, the government will be more involved with nation-state actors. Nation-state actors, these are individuals whose motivations are not actually for financial gains, or sometimes their motivation most times is for proprietary reason, and we have insider threats. And this is an area of cyber criminality where a lot of individuals or companies do not pay a lot of attention to. I mean, in this part of the world, there's been a lot of attention to these, but in the African continent, I will say very little attention is placed on insider threat. And this I mean, everyone is exposed to it. Sometimes even within your household. Maybe you have a house help. This house help is exposed to a lot of information about your family. Or maybe you have a friend that is close to you. This friend is exposed to a lot of information. This friend has a lot of access to your life. And so this person poses a lot of risks to you. So it's important we know these three categories, broad categories of categories of cyber attacks, and each of them has different level of motivation. Like I said, for cyber criminals, which scammers can fall within this category, their motivation is typically financial. They are looking for finances. They want to get your money at all costs. Whatever trap, whatever form or method of attack they'll be using to get at you, their end game is to be able to make money from you. But for nation state actors, it's proprietary. That is where we talk about one nation attacking another nation. I'm not going to call any particular nation, but when we look at the world today, we see different nations trying to, because they lack military capabilities to be able to attack stronger nations. Sometimes they will rely on cybersecurity, build cybersecurity strength. They use that cybersecurity strength to be able to attack other nations. I'm sure some of us have heard of cyber warfare. These fall under that category of nation state actors or state sponsored actors. Usually they are sponsored by nations around the world. And for insider threats, their motivation usually sometimes is disgruntled. We have employees that are disgruntled, employees which are not satisfied. Maybe they are not satisfied with their pay rate. They are not satisfied. Maybe you promise them an increase in their motivation. You promise an increase in their compensation, and over time you've not been able to meet up with this. This creates a kind of discontent within them, and before you see it, they start accommodating fraudulent ways on how to make money out of you. Again, like I said, this can be lowered down even at the level of our families. We have house helps who think that, oh, you're not treating them well. They think that, oh, they are not well motivated. They think that, oh, maybe there is partiality within your household, maybe partiality between your children and this house help. And these individuals can become disgruntled, and when they are disgruntled or they have that discontent, they can use it against you. So when I look at the African continent, when I look at the African continent, one of the most prominent, some of the most prominent type of cyber attacks will fall within the category of cyber criminality or cyber criminals. Cyber criminals, that's a lot of scammers who are out there, who are seizing every opportunity to be able to make money from companies, make money from individuals. And let me say to you, these categories, they use different types of attacks. They use different methods to be able to get at their targets. Their target could be individuals. Their target could be companies. Like in the case of you mentioned in the introduction, you mentioned the very dark man's case, which is a form of a DDoS attack. So DDoS attack is an attack type, but mostly that can be used by these cyber criminals in order to make money. In other words, I'm saying any attack that ends at making money fall under cyber criminal, and this is what we see a lot within the African context. There are also traces. Of disgruntled employees or individuals who are disgruntled, or maybe you have a friend or friends who are not happy with you. Maybe you had some business deals with them, or you had some deals with them, and you didn't meet up. Terms were not widely defined, and people became discontent, and they used that they entertained criminal ideas, and they use that against their target. So these are the different forms of this thing. And one of the other within cyber criminality that scammers are also using is phishing. Phishing is a form of attack, just for everyone to understand, where an individual sends you a link and expects you to click on that link. And once you click on that link, that individual might be able to, either they can drop a malware within your system, or they can harvest your credentials. Harvest your credentials, as to say, they can harvest your username and your username and password. And once they've harvest your credentials, they can use this now to access your account when you are not there. For instance, you have a Facebook account, you have a WhatsApp account, you have a Facebook account that you use your username and password to log into this account. So what a scammer would do if they want to take over your account, and might be in this your account, you have stored your credit card information. You have stored your credit card information. What the attacker will do, or what the cyber criminal will do, or what the scammer will do, is that they would maybe have you through phishing. phishing, and there are different forms of phishing. We might not have time to discuss all those different forms. Maybe in future episodes we might be able to look at those. But they might use have you click on a link. When you click on that link, it will take you to their site. And when it takes you to their site, and let me say to you, Chinedu, sometimes these attackers are so sophisticated. These days they are so sophisticated that they can be able to clone a Facebook site. They can be able to clone a TikTok site. We are on TikTok. We are on Twitter. We are streaming on Twitter. We are streaming on X. We are streaming on Instagram. So these attackers are able. They are able to clone these platforms. Clone these platforms. That's to say, clone it to the point where when you receive the link, when you click on that link, it takes you to a Facebook site. It will look exactly as Facebook. It will be exactly as Instagram. It will be as nothing will change. It will be exactly as Google. But now, as when you enter your information, you enter your username or your email and your password, instead of what you'll be doing is you'll be transferring those credentials to them, because they will have a server somewhere where immediately you enter your information, this information will be stored in their platform, and they will use that information now to log into your real Facebook account or your real Instagram account or your real X account, and will be able to do whatever harm, cause damage, and which at the end of the day is for them to be able to make money through you. They can impersonate you. Maybe you don't have your credit card information within your these platforms, but they can use your information to impersonate you. They can send through your account, send private messages to your very close friends. They can send private messages to your close friends, and this friend may be requesting for money, and these friends will respond by giving money. We have seen a lot of these cases in the African continent. A lot of these cases where people reach out to us. People reach out to us and say, "Oh, someone reached out to my friend and they've collected X amount of money from my friend." This is exactly what they did. But the interesting thing, that is why, as expert, if you go to our website, the Cyber Pro Group, www.cyberprogroup.com, you will notice that we have the incident. There's an incident section. There's an incident section there, and the purpose of this is for us to be able to serve the public. Where if you have an incident, such incidents, you can simply just send us a message there. Send us a message there, and our admins are going to respond to it immediately, telling you what you need to do to be able to recover your account, or what you need to do to be able to recover from the incident the cyber incident you find yourself. Thank you, Chinedu. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. So, thank you. I think Facebook people, you're doing well. I have 403 people already watching on Facebook, and 570 people watching the other side. My people, you are great. Thank you for today. And what I'm saying now, I want us to be practical. You see what is happening in Nigeria? A lot of Nigerians watching, like my friends that are many of my followers on Instagram, and they want to hear this. I want you to hear what the very dark man said, and I want you to. There are certain points. There are certain cybersecurity was stuff he showed us, and we want to know how that resonates, or how that can be explained to the layman for all of us who are watching. I would like to bring it up now. Let's listen to the very dark man and see. I think yeah. Very dark man. Sorry. Okay. So we'll bring on Very Dark Man, and we'll look at what he presented to us, and I would want you to talk about, because a lot of people are already sending me messages and say this issue of a very dark man, how is it analyzed professionally? But I'm bringing it now. Just 1 minute, my people, and who will be here. Just 1 minute. It's taking time to pump up. That is using my camera. Wow, this video is slow. Wow, it's almost 99%. We're almost there, please. Wow. Okay, people, today, as you listen to this show, we want to present to you that 78 million naira have been recovered from the VDM's NGO's missing fund. Yes, a few months ago, VDM came up with an idea of having an NGO to encourage and create conducive atmosphere for Nigerian kids, especially in vulnerable areas, to be able to have education, proper education, and make the environment conducive for them to study. So he came up, and people like Don Jazzy donated 100 million naira, and some other people, they donated from, even some people donated 500 naira from different parts of Nigeria. But a few days ago, VDM himself revealed that this website of this particular NGO was under attack by, was suffering a cyber risk, and eventually the fund amounting to 118 million naira was diverted, and is missing. So we had stories about, we are working on it, we are already arrested some people, yes, and they are on their way to Jos, and I have not heard from him again except this night, and he spoke about their latest, what they'll be able to do. So let me bring what VDM said. Let me bring VDM, and you hear from the horse's mouth.
All right, so first of all, I really want to say thank you to all the people that have called to reach out to me since this thing happened. Even some people that I did not think would call to check up, they've called to check up, so I really want to say thank you. And also, I want to thank God for the progress so far. We have been able to recover 78 million, even though the suspect pointed that the person that I did it with has run to Ghana. So hopefully we'll be going to Ghana very soon. And when they did an analysis on the website, this is what we found. Top threat countries and region, because there have been threats from different places that we did not even notice. So these are countries and region. The total amount of threats on the NVOI website was 614. 614 from the US, Nigeria 58, Moldova 4, Singapore 3, and Israel 3. This is the chart of everything, and also this is the full analysis and the key findings. So cyber attack reports on MVOI. Since launching the MVOI website, we have identified 682 cyber attacks, targeting its functionality and security. Below are the key insights from our analysis and action taken to ensure your safety. Key findings: highest attack activities. The most intense attack occurred on December 17th, with 590 attempts originating from an IP address in the United States, potentially marked by a VPN. Other attacking locations, IP involved in the attacks were also traced to Israel, Nigeria, Singapore, and Moldova. Attack objective: disrupting the service, attempting to cause chaos or dissatisfaction by undermining the website functionally. Number 2, unauthorized access to financial data, trying to exploit vulnerabilities to access sensitive banking credentials and redirect funds. Number 3, denial to service, overloading server resources to disrupt access to the site. So where they were sending viruses to disrupt everything. So these are the analysis so far. So I guess one of them it was one of them that worked, but 78 million naira have been recovered, and the team and I will be going to Ghana to follow the lead. Now, this wasn't just a straight attack. It was a, I don't know how to even put it. I would say it's part of an inside job, because it's somebody from within the
that
team.
is what is important. As a professional, you have heard from him. So that's what I want to bring out, because sometimes if we are speaking this English, we not know the implication. I decided to bring the issue. You see how I was saying this one, how many numbers were attacked, this one was attacked. Because when you are talking this attack, because we are not seeing it, it looks as if it's not working. So from what you have been presented to our people now through VDM, how do you relate this to cybersecurity and what you have been teaching us today?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. I mean, some of these things are highly technical. We try not to. I mean, looking at our audience, there are some people there who are not really technical, so we don't start. I mean, bringing in some of the cybersecurity jargons might be difficult for them to assimilate. But I would say when I look at just, I'm not very familiar with these, but when I look at these, there are a number of things. When it comes to even at the level of our websites. I mean, for sure, every company, whether small, medium, or big size company, will have an internet-facing website, and this site, they must come to a point. I mean, these days, sometimes people just say, because you want to start a business, you just meet any company out there that is developing website, and you give them a contract to develop the website. Some of them don't use the right frameworks. They don't use the right website frameworks. You need to be sure of the. I mean, you need to have sometimes your IT experts go through the process with them. What framework are they using to develop your website? Usually, these are the initial things to consider when developing a website. Don't just be excited that you have a website. You have a website where people can be able to access, maybe know about your services, know about the products you're offering. You should be very interested on what framework did they use. What framework did they use? And these are some of the things we teach in our cybersecurity training programs that people can be part of. They need to understand the framework. What security solutions have they used to be able to understand to secure this website? Because the frameworks will also determine the security features, the security features of the website. So those are some of the important things. Those are some of the very important things that we must take into consideration when we have our websites out there. Because again, when I look at the video we just listened to, I see that there were a lot of vulnerabilities. a lot of vulnerabilities within the website, which this brings us. It is very important that you have a website that time to time, have a security expert come there to check the different vulnerabilities that that website is exposed to. Because in cybersecurity, we say you can only protect what you are aware of. You can only protect what you are aware of. If you don't know that there is a hole, and a vulnerability simply is just a hole, a weakness within that website that an attacker can take advantage of to get into, to cause harm, to bring maybe to interrupt your service. Yeah, so you need to be able to have an expert come on, run a vulnerability scan. Run a vulnerability scan, check the vulnerabilities that are within your website. Sometimes they can give you recommendations. Might be the template, the framework you're using is not up to date. They might go ahead to recommend something more secure for you. Yeah, but these are some of the things that we don't take seriously within the African context. But it is very, very important. I'm very happy. I mean, not happy that money was taken from this was stolen, but I'm happy that this is going to create a form of awareness, a kind of awareness within business owners, within educators. Create awareness for educators to be able to take cybersecurity seriously. And one interesting thing is the fact that this is happening to an NGO, which one would think that this will not, and attackers will not be interested in. But permit me say to you, as a cybersecurity expert, if I want to attack, let's say I want to attack the system, if I'm thinking of launching an attack, attacking a business, I want to go to those businesses that have a little or no security, cybersecurity practices, because it makes my life easy. It makes my life easy. Yeah. So they are going to, because they believe that most NGOs will not take cybersecurity seriously. And when you look at statistics across the globe, we see NGOs, we see educators, we see those in the health having issues with cybersecurity because they don't take cybersecurity seriously. But this is it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener to many people out there, to company owners. It's an eye opener to businesses that they need to take cybersecurity seriously. Yeah, thank you. That would be a brief analysis of the video we just listened to. If there are further questions about this particular situation, then I'll be able to answer those questions. But for me to really go into deep, like really technical issues about this situation, I will need to see the full report. I need to see the full report. I will need to be able to do an audit of the situation. Then I'll be able to give my own expert recommendation. Thank you.
Yes, it's good. It's good. I think myself, I share in that opinion that certain things will make us learn. According to the VDM, you can learn and you learn the hard way. So I think he's also learning and learning the hard way, So because sometimes when you say things, sometimes they come back to you in another way. So we are learning.
And let me just add to this. A lot of these companies, something as simple as a cybersecurity policy, they don't have in place. Something like an incident response plan, they don't have it in place. If an incident like this happens, then you start thinking of, who can I contact? Like when I listen to the video, who can I contact to be able that will come and analyze the situation? But if you have an incident response plan and this thing don't cost so much, there are experts out there. We are available that we can be able to develop an incident response plan for you. We can be able to do a penetration test, a test on your website to check on those to see the different loopholes that an attacker can pass to cause damage. We can be able to develop a cybersecurity policy for you. Every organization today, whether small or big or medium or big, should have the bare minimum. They should have a cybersecurity policy in place, because this is what guides the organization when it comes to cybersecurity. And permit me to also say that some of them might not even have a user awareness and training program. Because you will need to, you are investing a lot in your businesses. You're investing a lot in your business. And so you need to be able to ensure that your employees are aware of some of these threats. Because the employees in cybersecurity, Ms. Chinedu, we say humans are the weakest component of every system. Humans are the weakest component. Sometimes they come to work in a maybe maybe a lady has had a quarrel or a misunderstanding with a spouse at home and immediately jumps. Today we are talking about remote work. Jumps into her computer and start working that with that unresolved issue. So that employee becomes a risk to the business. An attacker can pass through that employee to cause harm, to cause damage to your business, and you'll be losing a lot of money. So let's start putting some of these practices in place, and this will help us mitigate some of these cybersecurity risk.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's great. Oh my God, our people should learn, and just like you rightly said, I think there should be a big advocacy for people to be able to put cybersecurity in our curriculum.
Yeah.
That's what will solve the problem. So that catch them young. People start learning about all this, being conscious of it from day one. Because just like you said, who's doing this? Who is putting the website here? Please don't put a website in my comment section without my permission. Please. So if I want to put the website, I'll put it right here. So don't put it. Sometimes I can put it here for people to see. So don't put it in my comment section, please. Hello, sir. This is the website of this particular organization called Cyber Pro Group.
What we have on the screen is not our website. I think what we have there is the Facebook link.
Okay, the Facebook name. Okay, I was thinking it's the website. Okay, no problem. So I am happy that you are here as an African, and we have experienced all this. There's something that happened yesterday. I don't just want to be lost again. I would have popped it up of a white lady came to our show when we were discussing this 78 million naira recovered. And she spoke on our show and she was saying that this is breaking their hearts. Some of them who want to invest on the vulnerable kids in Africa, this is what they are suffering because you don't trust. To an extent, he said that because she's a white lady, that the kind of embarrassment she gets when she wants to send money to Nigeria through Western Union, to Africa through Western Union, through Soundwave, through all these things, all this means. They ask that immediately they discover that she's a white lady, they will automatically think she's being scammed. She said they will ask her a lot of questions and she will continue to. She faced several interviews to convince them that she knows the people is sending money for. So, as an expert, don't you think this is a damaging concept, a damaging ideology resulting from our rascality in Africa?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. Exactly. Sometimes we are problems because when we look at things like this, at the end of the day, we are causing people to withdraw even investments within the continent. But I think these things are not going to go away. They are not going to go away. They will continue to be there, and they will keep advancing. They will keep evolving. So, but we as advocates, because that is what I advocate. Like you talked about advocating for us integrating cybersecurity into our curriculum. That is some of the things I really preach. I really preach on. We're not going to shy away from it. We're not going to stop using technology. I remember a few years ago, one of the big companies I was by then I was still supporting I was providing advisory services to here in Canada. I remember we were having conversation when AI was becoming prominent and people were embracing AI, particularly ChatGPT, and we began having conversation at the top, at that high level, leadership level, on how we can manage it within the organization. And I remember very well one of our senior vice president did mention that, we are not going to shy away from technology, because technology is a driver to business growth. It's a driver to productivity. We are not going to shy away from using this technology. We're going to use them, but we're going to ensure that there are controls. We're going to put in place controls. That is to say, what he was simply saying is we're going to have measures. We're going to have measures in place that would limit, that will mitigate from any form of risk that will come as a result of us using this technology. So what am I saying? In the African context, we are not going to. Technology has a very big role to play for the prosperity of Africa, for the transformation of Africa. So we are not going to get up one day and say, we're not going to use technology, or we're going to advocate for companies not to use AI, not to use some of those advanced technology. No, they should keep using them, because it's helping business, it's good for business, it's enhancing business productivity. But now we need to be able to have controls. And some of these controls we need to have in place is the first thing we need to do is to ensure that there is a proper awareness. We must, as Africans, we must advocate for proper awareness within the African context. We must advocate that we start developing a cybersecurity workforce, within the continent, such that even when I'm never against immigration. I'm never against migration. People should migrate. But as Africans, if we are sending people to the US, if we are sending people to the US, if we are sending people to Canada, we should send skillful individuals. Just like our brothers Indians, that when they are sending people to these Western nations, they are sending high level skilled individuals who goes there and create an impact. And some of these individuals will end up going back to India, create something that will create more job within the African content. So we must advocate. We must start thinking of developing a cybersecurity workforce, and that is one of the things Cyberpro Group, because Cyberpro Group, we have the Cyberpro Academy. The Cyberpro Academy is solely responsible for training the cybersecurity workforce. Where we have a very robust cybersecurity professional training that helps individuals within 7 months to 9 months to become a cybersecurity professional. They will have all the skills that are needed for them to work in any company in the world. They can be seated there in Africa, and while working there, I have a number of friends, junior colleagues who are seated there in Africa, whether in Nigeria, in Cameroon, but working overseas as cybersecurity professionals. So let's start thinking of how can we develop a workforce within the African context that will be able to take care of some of these threats, because the threats are not going anywhere. The threats will continue to advance, but now we need to have a workforce that will be responsible of managing these threats.
That's good. Wow. So that's great, my brother, and our leaders. I think that is where we'll have to channel this crusade or this advocacy, because you don't give what you don't have. Some of our leaders, they are not conscious of the emerging threat of these cyber criminals and the relevance of cybersecurity to be able to, portion out appropriate, preventive measure to some of these attacks. So I want also to say, what is your relationship? For example, you're from Cameroon, you're Cameroonian. What's your relationship with the government of Cameroon to be able to take what you have acquired in all these Western countries back to Africa, especially in Cameroon, and at least demonstrate the effect by grooming up people who will be like you in future? So what's your relationship and your plan?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We're working very hard on this. Like I mentioned, I have students within. We're a global company. We're a global company with several clients across the globe. Even in terms of our professional training, we have been training students across the globe. There in Nigeria, we have students. We have trained in different parts of Africa. We have been training students. When in terms of my relationship, remember I mentioned that sometimes we are our problems. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes there are lots of challenges to be able to get things done within the African context. Sometimes we have people pushing back, but I mean, our leaders for sure. We should be the hands. We should be the hands of our leaders as young Africans. Young Africans, we feel with the exposure we have had, the exposure we are having right now, I think we are the ones to be able to help our leaders come up with this, develop these policies. Develop this policy. We don't want them to, they cannot develop it themselves, but they can reach out to us. They can reach out to us to develop these policies for them that would help create awareness of cybersecurity, about cybersecurity to our society, to the African society. We can come up with policies. We can come up with policies. Sometimes we need a regulation, policies, or maybe on data privacy. We need regulations on data privacy. They don't have the expertise to do that. But we have young Africans, we have young Africans who have the expertise to do that. Please reach out to these young Africans that will be able to maybe come up with these regulations, develop these regulations for you, and it's going to be for the help of it's going to be for the good of Africans. So like I said again, Chinedu, sometimes we have pushbacks. Sometimes we have our people not embracing what we are preaching, but we think it's a matter of time. And I'm happy. I'm happy that they are now seeing the threats. They are now seeing how people are making losses. With time, they're going to fully embrace what we are doing. But like I said, we are working very hard to see that this message goes across Africa. It goes across Africa to every part of Africa that we want to build a cybersecurity workforce that will be able to take care of the cybersecurity threat, the rising cybersecurity threats.
Just like who are saying, you see, the challenges is that the leaders might not even be interested. You see, because I don't know, even on their own, they have not even secured their own side. Not to talk of how it goes to the masses. So it's a challenge, really, and who will be happy if they can repent and see how they can bring in and empower all these young experts.
Chinedu, that is right. I mean, sometimes problems has a way of imposing things on us. So, like with the case of the very dark man, I think you don't need someone to tell him now that you need to put some of these practices in place. Because now, I mean, for sure, because of this problem, he's forced to put in place certain things. He's forced now to, I'm sure he has contacted maybe a cybersecurity firm that is doing the analysis for him. So sometimes problems has a way of imposing things on us. So with time, we are not going to struggle with this leader, but I believe with time, we are not praying for anything bad to happen, but we are just saying that it is time for us to rise up, to step up, and start embracing some of these things or some of the solutions that are out there to resolve or to mitigate from this cybersecurity risk.
Okay, what do you think is the greatest challenge you have experienced while, while climbing the ladder of security, cyber security experts?
Oh, yeah, greatest challenge. I mean, cybersecurity is an evolving, a very evolving field. Very evolving field. You have to be at the top of your game. You have to be at the top of your game. That's to say, there's continuous learning. The threat keeps evolving. So as a threat keep evolving, as an expert, you need to be able to embrace yourself. You need to be updated on the different mitigation or countermeasures to be able to prevent some of these threats. So in terms of challenges, I would say in terms of, implementing our businesses across Africa, some of the places in Africa, we've had challenges sometimes having contracts, signing the contracts signing the contracts or getting into an agreement with our companies, with businesses within Africa. Sometimes it's challenging. It's challenging. First, like with some of the things we are discussing, there is little awareness, and sometimes our people are just, sometimes they are just against new things. Sometimes they're just against new things. But I don't really see this as a challenge. I don't really see it as a challenge. I just believe, like I said before, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time, and they will get into it.
Okay. Naturally, things that Africans are not used to. First of all, they have to resist it. So, but by God's grace, what is going on, like the issue of very dark man. So, that the very dark man. A lot of people have now known that it is possible for people to go into the account of an NGO and move the money. So at least people are aware of that now. So when you have NGO, all the people that have NGO that have a lot of money now, they'll be looking for cyber security experts to make sure that.
We are out there. Cyber Pro Group is out there. You can reach out to us at any time. We have our emails. Reach out to us if you want expert advice on how to secure your environment, secure your data, your systems. Whether you want to train your employees, we can always have a tailored training for your employees. We can be able to develop something that is for your organization.
Yeah, that's good. What I'm also saying is, I think you have to set up somebody to be protecting Chinedu and HTV because a lot of people have been trying to hack my Facebook account, but I'm verified. I'm verified in all my distance, and I have 2 to 3 step protection, so I don't make mistake. I don't click on any link you send to me on your own. I will never touch that link. So that's great, and we don't hope to lose.
Let me touch on one thing. When it comes to cyber attack, there is a group. I remember I mentioned 3 categories of attackers. Yes. There is a group of attackers that in cyber usually we say when they make up their minds to attack you, no matter what you have in place, they will succeed in it. These are nation-state actors. It's good. Most times they are not for financial gains. It's more proprietary. So they are usually for the big. They are usually for the big organization. But usually, if they make up their mind that they want to attack you, they will succeed because they have all the tools. They have all the tools in place to be able to do that. But now, what you need to do as an organization is how do you reduce the risk? That's to say, and in cyber, we have this statement we say it is not if something is going to happen, it is when it is going to happen. That's to say, eventually, one day something bad might happen. So you need to be able to have this. That is why I remember I talked about having an incident response plan. Since you are now aware that something bad might happen in the future, if something bad happens, because when you are in the middle of a bad circumstance or bad situation, you are confused. But if you have a plan, a well-outlined plan developed by a cybersecurity expert, when anything bad happens, you just need to go through that plan and you recover your system, or you'll be able to reduce the risk. Because we've had situations where I think it's in the case of SolarWinds. It's the case of SolarWind. SolarWind is a well-known organization, well-known organization that is in charge that does IT service, provide IT services to organizations across the globe. SolarWind was involved in a cyber attack, I think 2017. And was it 2017? I believe 2017. Yeah, 2017. So SolarWind was involved in a cyber attack. And the way this attack happens, the attackers went into SolarWind system and stayed there for 7 months. And they stayed within SolarWind system for 7 months without being noticed. Just imagine that you have a bad actor within your system for 7 months. So this bad actor was in their system for 7 months until another organization called FireEye. FireEye now was able to, it was FireEye that is a third party of SolarWinds, after 7 months was able to notice that, oh, there was a bad guy within a SolarWinds system. Then reach out to SolarWinds and say, oh, we have noticed a bad guy in your, we have noticed bad guys in your system. And this caused a supply chain. This caused a supply chain risk that many organizations within the globe suffered from this attack. So it is very important. Cybersecurity is something we must take seriously. Have a cybersecurity plan in place. Have a cybersecurity policy in place. Have it there. Don't say, oh, why do I need it? Develop it and keep it there. Let it guide the organization. Maybe you can hire 1 or 2 guys to be there, and we can also help you with that. If you want to develop, maybe have an IT team, but they are not they don't have cybersecurity skills. We can develop them. We can train them to serve as the cybersecurity professional that will be able to secure your environment. Yeah, thank you, Chinedu. I just wanted to bring that in, just to be able to add to what we're saying.
Well, my people, you have seen what we're talking about. Cyber, that's the need. There's need for cyber security. There's need for cyber security. From what we are seeing, you will see that it's very, very important for us to have that kind of training and exposure. In fact, the first thing is to be aware that such thing is existing. A lot of us are not even aware of the existence of that kind of issue. So, and that's the reason why we continue to...
Hey everyone, ever wonder who's fighting the bad guys online? Well, at Cyber Pro Academy, we train you to be a cyber superhero. We're based in Canada with offices in Cameroon and Rwanda, so we can teach you no matter where you live. Our courses are super cool and practical. Think of it like a video game, but you're learning real skills. You'll do interactive simulations, learn to code, and solve real-world problems. It's not just learning, it's getting ready for a real cyber adventure. And guess what? When you finish a program, you get a certificate that everyone recognizes. It's like your key to an awesome job in cybersecurity. Want to become a cyber defender? Sign up today. Email us at info@cyberprogroup.com or give us a call at +1 514 452 4048. Your cyber adventure begins now.
Yeah, so I just showed you people what this group is doing, and that's why you have to go for the website and go and check out for yourself. Begin to Felix,
Yes,
how
sir.
many people are watching you on Facebook?
Oh, 1,000 plus.
Yeah,
1,000
so
plus.
I want you to know where we're going, and a lot of people. So what we are saying is that please go for cybersecurity training. We have people, we have experts. Not when you see how the very dark man is running helter-skelter now. So we don't want all those things to happen to us. We don't want all those things to become a problem anymore. It's just like he said that nobody can say for sure that security attacks or cybersecurity attacks cannot happen, but we have the capacity to minimize or reduce it to the barest minimum. So what we're saying, no security outfit can say is 100%, well, at least we can 99% or 95% is possible. So what we're advocating today is that please go out there, be conscious of your cyberspace, protect it, spend money to protect it. That's what we're saying. So that people cannot contribute like this very dark man issue. People cannot spend their hard-earned money, bring it and donate sincerely. Even as himself, he was also trying to do something good by putting up that organization. But at the end, because of our lukewarmness and our indifference to what is in vogue, we were unable to secure the fund. And today we are running from Abuja to Jos and from Jos looking for somebody in Ghana. But I want to say something. That's something that touched me. The highest attack given to this VDM's NGO came from US. About 571 IP attack from US.
That's simple. It's simple. They have the expertise.
Wow. So what it means is that so the Western world that have this expertise are more corrupt than that of Africa, because
that is why we must develop a workforce within the African continent.
Because you understand what I mean. So for 571 attacks to come one day on the 17th of December on one NGO from US, that's serious. That speaks volume of the level of manipulation or the level of cyber criminality that's in this US where we stay.
Yeah, we know there is what we call in cybersecurity the attack path. The attack path. So the attacker always want to use a path that is as easy as possible. Here in the US and in Canada, most companies at least will have a cybersecurity professional that is there to defend them. So these attackers who are seated here, they have the expertise. They know very well that a lot of African businesses don't take cybersecurity seriously. And so they think that it's going to be very easy for them if they focus more on the African continent. That is why you will see, and you will keep seeing some of these attacks. This is just the beginning of it. We'll keep hearing of these attacks because they are aware. They are aware that the African continent does not yet have they don't have the cybersecurity skills to protect themselves. So that is why we're on a mission. Cyberpro is on a mission to developing and training cybersecurity workforce that will help to mitigate this cybersecurity risk.
Wow. Cybersecurity. I think that's good, and our people remember this is Chinedu Anichi TV, the African Voice in Diaspora. We have our show every 1 p.m. Central American time. That's 8 p.m. West African time. Sometimes some days we have always announced this ahead of time, but it's between 8 and 9. So always try to subscribe. Try to follow. If this is your first time, put on your notification button. Whenever we're on this show, you come out. If you cannot watch on Facebook, you can watch on Instagram. If you cannot watch on Instagram, you can watch on X. If you cannot watch on X, you can watch on TikTok. If you cannot watch on TikTok, you can watch on YouTube. We are live as I'm speaking with you now. We are live in all these platforms, so you can go and watch. And then while we give a little break for me and my brother, we'll come back again stronger. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's talk our talk. Africa Voice in Diaspora. Chinedu Anichi TV. Voice of the voiceless, yo. Chinedu Anichi TV. Make we talk our talk, yo. Chinedu Anichi TV. Nobody can talk our talk for us, yo. Chinedu Anichi TV. Africa's a rise. Time don't reach, yo. Make we talk our talk, oh. Oh yeah, everybody join the Chinedu Anichi TV. Now they happen, no. Now they selenge. We don't talk our mind, yo. As it be now, so we don't talk more. Mama, papa, brother, sister, even the youth. Subscribe and follow Chinedu Anichi TV. Eba fukona potuno, eba fukona man. Now we'll be the voice of Africa in diaspora. Chinedu Anichi TV. Voice of Africa, where they show. Chinedu Anichi TV. Now where we go there. Chinedu Anichi TV. Gather your family, call everybody. Oh. Chinedu Anichi TV. Prison what don't want to go.
Yes, so people, that's great. We are back. Thank you. Navaga, are you back?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
For the short break, always subscribe to Chinedu Anichi TV. Now, I want to come moving forward. Why is this small business in Africa being targeted by these cyber criminals?
Well, actually, that is simple. They don't have the resources. Some of them don't have the, well, sometimes is, firstly, they are not aware. Firstly, they are not aware of the threats. Secondly, they have limited resources to be able to deal with some of these attacks. Yeah, but I mean, they can be able. We have programs for every size of every business size, whether small, medium, or large. So even for the small businesses that don't have the resources, we have programs that will help them to be able to develop a cybersecurity policy and have them monitor their system, monitor their website, have control of their data. So at the end of the day, like I said, it's because they have limited resources and they are not aware of the cyber threats that are out there. And sometimes it's because they don't just pay attention. They don't just pay attention to cybersecurity. Like if you look at in the Western world, like in America, I think that was 2021, it became mandatory for when the Security Exchange Commission, that's to say, before you would list you will be listed on the stock exchange, you have to show proof that you have at least a cybersecurity professional expert within your board. So this tells us that this is a non-negotiable. This is something very serious. It's not going anywhere. The threats are out there. That's come to stay. So we must take it seriously. Whether you're a small business, or you're a medium business, you're a big business, we need to take cybersecurity seriously.
Wow. That was a good one. Cybersecurity should be taken seriously, Africa, as we have heard from our own brother. Cybersecurity need to be taken seriously, and that is the way out. And that's the way out of cyber attacks. There's no shortcut about it. The way out of cyber attack is having cybersecurity experts, employing them to be in your company, and we have sacrificed our platform today to bring this to you so that
and just to mention, sometimes if you don't have the resources, you can have a managed service. So you can have a company like us that come on, maybe you don't have the money to hire a cybersecurity professional. You can have a company like us, CyberPro Group, just keep monitoring your information, monitor your system, monitor your network, put some structure in terms of having processes in place, help you develop processes that would keep your business secure. So you can focus on your business, focus in making your profit, focus in increasing your sales while we do the security for you.
Okay, that's great. I want to ask now, what are the biggest mistakes organizations can make that leave them vulnerable to all these attacks?
There are lots of things. Things that organizations would would make, ranging from legacy systems, and legacy systems are simply end-of-life systems or system. I mean, virtually every company uses maybe Microsoft or uses Windows. Some of them are still using Windows 8. Some of them are still using Windows XP. All those are end-of-life systems. End-of-life systems are systems that are not being supported by Microsoft. So all those systems are vulnerable. They are vulnerable, and attackers are able to pass through those systems to cause harm to your organization. The other thing is not having a user awareness and training program. Not having a user awareness and training program would keep your company or keep your business vulnerable, because again, like we've said, humans, those employees are they are the weakest component of your system. And so if they are not aware of some of these cybersecurity tactics, some of the tactics that cyber attackers will use to get into your system, then they will not be able to protect your system. They are the first contact. They are the first contact. They are the first people the best people to protect your business. So you need to be able to have that. So you ensure that you have those legacy. If you have legacy systems in place, there are other ways we can be able to manage that. Maybe you have important services that are running on these legacy systems. We as experts know how to. We're not going to say, oh, just change immediately to a newer version. But we have ways that we can help you still run. You can continue to run your services, but still be secure. You will still be secure. So we can be able to manage that for you. Ensure that you have a user awareness training program in place, and also ensure that you check for vulnerabilities. Keep scanning your systems. Keep scanning your system to check for the vulnerabilities that are out there. Even your website, we have tools in place. We have tools that if you want us to keep our eye on your website, we can come there time to time. If you give us a go, because it's illegal. For sure, it's illegal for us to just scan your website. For me to just go ahead and scan Chinedu Anichi's website, TV's website, is illegal. But if he gives me, we'll come in a contractual agreement, and it gives me a go ahead that, oh, you can keep an eye on my system to check for these vulnerabilities and maybe advise me on how to protect my system. Time to time, I can say, oh, maybe quarterly, or maybe monthly, I will go on his website, check for those vulnerabilities. My team will go on his website. It might not be me myself, but my team will go on his website, check for those vulnerabilities. Then we'll advise on what he will need to what we need to put in place to see that his website, the website is secure. So I've named 3 things. Ensure if you have legacy systems, those legacy systems must be well protected. Ensure you have a user awareness training program. Check for those vulnerabilities. Ensure you have all the policies in place. You might not have everything, but at least you should have maybe a cybersecurity policy in place that guides the organization when it comes to cybersecurity. Those are the 4 things I would highlight. There are other things that will fall beneath this, will fall under this. Something like a cybersecurity policy. There you'll be able to define the type of access control, who has access to what within the organization. Because for sure, within the organization, you have information that are proprietary. You have information that are trade secrets. And you don't want all your employees to be aware of your trade secrets. Because if they are aware of your trade secret, they might, maybe in a few years, step out of your business and begin the same business you are running. And that is a risk for you. You will maybe lose some of your customers. So you need to be able to have proper access control in place. So that all of those can be defined within your cybersecurity, your enterprise cybersecurity policy. And we can help you in developing that.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I think for me, I want us to move to another very more fatherly and more practical way of doing it. We'll be rounding up now, and because of the boot camp you're having, I want to talk about it. What's your plan? So I know you're going to have a boot camp, and eventually coming up any moment from now.
Yeah, thank you. Just to talk on this. So the year is beginning. the year 2025 is beginning, and we think it is the best time for you to step into cybersecurity. So we have a boot camp on February 1st, 2025. It's a free boot camp. Where we'll have all our experts.
I'm sure you've heard the
not
news.
all our experts,
CyberPro
but
Academy is
particularly
launching
our
a free
instructors.
cybersecurity professional training boot camp on February 1st, 2025. Whether you're a newbie or a tech enthusiast ready to level up, this boot camp is your ticket to mastering the skills needed in today's rapidly growing cybersecurity field. The best part? It's absolutely free. No financial barriers, just pure quality training. Dive into hands-on projects, interactive lessons, and real-world simulations designed to make you job-ready from day one. With a global shortage of cybersecurity experts, your skills will be in high demand. And guess what? We're here to help you every step of the way, from learning the ropes to landing that dream job. Sign up now and unlock a future in cybersecurity with CyberPro Academy. Please email us at info@cyberprogroup.com or call +1 514 452 4048 to register for the free boot camp.
Okay, you can see, I just wanted to show before you talk about it. There's already an announcement out there for it. And before the boot camp, maybe we'll have the privilege to play it 1 or 2 times again. But tell us what the boot camp is all about and what are
So what usually happens with all our boot camps? Is this is where at this boot camp we'll have all our instructors. We'll have all our instructors and some of our consultants. And this is what really makes our training very, very interesting, because most of the instructors are practitioners. I mean, virtually all, not most, all the instructors are practitioners. As people who are dealing with the things they'll be teaching on daily basis. So you'll find our training very practical, very hands-on, where we are exposing, the instructors are exposing to you some of they give you, I mean, you'll get the hands-on experience, how to do things. Because sometimes we see a lot of this, we have some organizations that are offering training like this, but most times it ends at just the theory. But we need a training that is practical, a training that will give you the required skills to be able to fit into the cybersecurity industry. And that is what we do. So this free boot camp, usually we'll do this free boot camp, then it introduces us before we begin the session, a new session. We have a session that is currently going on right now, but now with the boot camp, the free boot camp on February 1st, we use that to introduce a new session where students will be able to enroll into the program. And all our instructors are based in Canada and the US.
Okay, this boot camp, is it going to be a physical one or is it going to be visual?
Oh, it's going to be visual. I mean, it's going to be visual, but in our office, just to let you know, in our offices in Africa, we have physical locations. But you can take the training. I mean, like I said, we have trained students in Nigeria. We have students in Nigeria who've trained. We have in our facilities, our different facilities in Africa. Students go in class. They can take the training. It is broadcasted to them. We have all the technology in place for it to be broadcasted to them without any issues, and they also benefit from free internet services that we provide for them. But for you in Nigeria or in Ghana, wherever you find yourself, you can take the training. You can take the training at the comfort of your home, and you will get the best. You will get the skills that are needed for you to kickstart your career in cybersecurity. And this also goes to people who want to transition, not just for fresh students, people who are maybe in another career path. Because what I've seen over the years, like in our recent session, we had a medical doctor, actually an eye doctor, who enrolled into our training, and she said she's a Nigerian. She completed the training. She said she has always been a lover of tech. She has always loved cybersecurity. So she joined the training, went through the 7 months training, and now she's a cybersecurity professional. So if you want to transition, maybe you have passion in cybersecurity, you want to transition into cybersecurity, we can make the process very easy for you. Then we have certification programs. For those of you, might be you have been working in cybersecurity, or you are an IT expert, but not in cybersecurity, and you just want to focus on the certification. We can also guide you in the path in the career path you want to take. We'll guide you on the career path you want to take, and the possible and the different certifications you can take in that career path.
Wow. Thank you for this book part. We have had 1st of February, there will be a boot camp for those who want to join visual. But those of you in Africa, that especially those in Cameroon, where they have a physical, and Rwanda, in Kigali, Rwanda. So you have physical offices where you can stay and enjoy your training, so that we will need more warriors, more cybersecurity warriors, for us to combat these people. So wake up and wake up and wake up, Africa. Let's go do it again. Thank you, Navana Felix. Before you drop down, I want to ask you something. What do you think about this Chinedu and HTV?
Well, I mean, when I look at the work you're doing, Chinedu, I mean, this is mind blowing. It's mind blowing, and there are lots of content out there, but there is something exceptional about what you're doing. Firstly, it is insightful. It is value adding. That's to say, if you come on, you don't waste your time, because you get valuable information that will help you to move your life forward. Yeah, so I think it's a very interesting place to come and remain. So I mean, if you are still to subscribe on this TV, please go ahead. Whether you're watching from a different angles, please go ahead to subscribe. Let's grow this platform, and so it can get to more people, so they to be able to enjoy the valuable content from this from Chinedu and Egypt TV.
Okay, thank you. I think we'll be rounding off now. Thank you for coming to the show. And can you give a shout out to any of your directors, your family, your guys there? Well, myself, I want to give a shout out to Ngwe Leonard in Cameroon there. Ngwe Leonard, you're welcome, and we'll give a very big shout out to Chinedu TV family and globally. Ngwe Leonard, we are recognizing you as one of our very esteemed audience and top fan. So keep doing what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, shout out to my family, my wife, who is currently following this. Lots of friends are following this. Some of them might follow it later, because maybe they are at work right now, but they might go through this later. Shout out to Ngwe Leonard, is an outstanding guy. My team there in Rwanda, shout out to you. The team in Cameroon, shout out the Canadian team, the US team, shout out to you all. Let's continue to do the work. Continue to preach cybersecurity, because it is what the world needs at this time. Thank you so much, Chinedu.
Yeah, thank you. Before we go out, I think I told you, remember we have a boot camp. Don't forget we have a boot camp coming on. You can see February 2025. Get ready to go and embrace cybersecurity. Be one of our warriors. Be one of our giants when it comes to the war against cyberspace criminals.
So, Chinedu, maybe you can take off the title, so they'll be able to see the contact. It looks like the title is covering the contact information on the flyer. The title you have there. Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay.
just reach out to us using our informations there, and
Okay, you can see,
someone will get to you.
you can see the website and phone numbers +237 676 781 577, and the Canadian number is +15144524048. You can see info@cyberprogroup.com and www.cyberprogroup.com. So go ahead and grab this opportunity. Come and thank me later. God bless you, my people. Prophet Clovis Abia, Leonard, Zinilov, Zinok, all of you, I thank you for being here. Eli, Ifeanyi Chukwu, Lukong Banye. If this is your first time, just touch the follow button, put on your notification so that each time we're live on Instagram or wherever you are, you have the notification. Thank you for watching, and we expect to see you in the boot camp.
Thank you. Thank you, Chinedu.
Okay. Thank you, sir, and thank you. Let me just say thank you. It was a nice session having you, and we're proud that Africans are doing this. We are so proud, and we are proud. When we say we're proud, we mean we are proud. And a lot of people also watch this, especially from Instagram and Facebook. It was a great number,
Thank you for the opportunity, Chinedu. Do we need more open-minded Africans like you?
Yeah, thank you. And also need bring some people from all over Africa, the contact you have, let them reach us, come to this show, and talk about what they know, talk about what is edifying. You see, we are not here for some other things that are done in the other social media. And that's why the kind of followership, the kind of reactions we have, and people are interested. You can see great people are watching and in great numbers, but there are very kind of people that they are not always there trying to come and show themselves in the comment section or thereabout. So, but they know the value of what we are putting out. So we need more Africans, more resourceful people from Africa to come to this show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Chinedu.
God bless you for coming.
Okay.
We are proud to have you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, my people, you have seen, we'll come to the, we are coming to the end of this session, of this broadcast. That we had our brother from Cameroon, that's we had Navaga Felix, as a cybersecurity expert. He has come to tell us about cybersecurity and the need for it. This invitation resulted from the controversy resulting from the missing 180 million naira from the NGO owned by the Nigerian social media personality and human rights activist, VDM. That is Mr. Martin Ose, aka the Very Dark Man. So as a result of that, I decided to invite experts on this cybersecurity to speak with our people. And this is great. You have seen one, and he has done justice to it. So I've shown you their contact. I'll round up again by putting out there one or two of what they are out here to teach. And it will be nice having it again on the show.
Hey everyone! Ever wonder who's fighting the bad guys online? Well, at CyberPro Academy we train you to be a cyber superhero. We're based in Canada with offices in Cameroon and Rwanda, so we can teach you no matter where you live. Our courses are super cool and practical. Think of it like a video game, but you're learning real skills. You'll do interactive simulations, learn to code, and solve real-world problems. It's not just learning, it's getting ready for a real cyber adventure. And guess what? When you finish a program, you get a certificate that everyone recognizes. It's like your key to an awesome job in cybersecurity. Want to become a cyber defender? Sign up today. Email us at info@cyberprogroup.com or give us a call at +1 514 452 4048. Your cyber adventure begins now.
Okay, thank you, sir, for coming, and bye. Okay, my people, thank you for listening. Those of you on Instagram, those of you on X, those of you on YouTube, those of you on Facebook, those of you on TikTok, wherever you're listening to us, thank you for listening. Remember, we continue to bring back-to-back trending events and very resourceful people to talk to you on this show. Always, reach out to us. This is Chinedu Anichi TV, the African voice in diaspora. I love you. Thank you.
Let's talk our talk. Africa voice in diaspora. Chinedu Anichi TV. Voice of the voiceless, yo. Chinedu Anichi TV. Make we talk our talk, yo. Chinedu Anichi TV. Nobody can talk our talk for us, yo. Chinedu Anichi TV. Africa